You may not think of a dragonfly as a scary creature, but if you knew that the 1979 horror film Alien was based off of a dragonfly nymph, you might think differently. Imagine for a second that you are a character in the movie Alien and you see the detachable jaw of the alien coming at you. This is what it would be like to be a small water bug being chased by a dragonfly nymph. So what are these creatures that we call dragonfly nymphs?
Dragonflies and damselflies are aquatic insects, so they spend most of their lives underwater as nymphs, or other people call them larvae or naiads.
The dragonfly spends most of its life living underwater, sometimes up to 3 years, swimming, growing, and hunting prey. This is the lengthiest portion of the dragonfly's life cycle.
So the life cycle of odonates is pretty unique. So they start out as eggs that are laid in aquatic vegetation underwater, and they hatch after about a week or so, and then they go through their aquatic or their nymph larval stage, and they spend most of their lives underwater. And they're fierce predators underwater. They eat the larvae of other aquatic insects like mosquitoes or mayflies. Some of the bigger dragonflies can even eat small fish or tadpoles. And then once they're big enough, they crawl out of the water on a plant and they emerge as adults, and they spend a few weeks to a few months as adults, and that's what you see flying around the ponds. And then they mate and lay eggs in the water.
The naiads are fierce predators, feasting on the larvae of other aquatic insects, small fish, and even tadpoles. Their main concern is being hunted by large fish, or even adult dragonflies. After the nymphs emerge from the water, they live out the rest of their days in the area surrounding their pond. Their main purpose as adults is to find a mate and reproduce to restart the life cycle process.
Dragonflies and damselflies have a really unique mating process. The males have claspers at the end of their abdomen called cerci, and they'll fly around and they'll grab a female pretty much behind her neck. She has special plates called mesostigmal plates, and she uses those to determine whether or not it's the right species. And so it's up to the female. If she wants to mate with him, she has to bend her abdomen up and receive the sperm. And so then they form, it looks like a heart. And there's been a lot of research on the cost of this because they're more susceptible to predators at that point. They can't fly as fast or they're not as agile. But it's a pretty unique mating process.
They are fierce predators as well. A dragonfly will eat anything that flies, from gnats and mosquitoes to even smaller dragonflies.
As adults, they eat other flying insects, anything they can catch and manage. And then they get eaten by birds, they can get eaten by frogs, giant fish can jump out and catch them, but birds are their top predator as adults.
Here you can see a bird zoning in on her prey. Luckily, this one got away. But sometimes the roles are reversed.
Although there has been accounts from birders that saw a dragonfly catching a hummingbird and killing it and eating it, so it can also go the other way around. In the southeast, there's a lot of diversity of both dragonflies and damselflies, which I think probably is because there's a lot of fresh water in Alabama and the southeast in general. Alabama, I think, has the highest diversity of turtles and crayfish, and so it makes sense that since odonates are aquatic insects, that there would be a lot of diversity down here as well. Um,
This is a double-striped bluette damselfly, common in Alabama ponds. A damselfly is different from a dragonfly because of its smaller body and the way its wings rest pointed towards the sky instead of lying flat out. The widow skimmer is another common Alabama dragonfly. It can be easily identified by its pale blue abdomen and dark striped wings. This blue dasher is identified by a beautiful array of colors with its bright blue abdomen and yellow and green striped thorax. The Auburn University Museum of Natural History plays an important role in specimen collections and biodiversity research in our community.
My previous research has been on damselflies, so I was looking at how the Pleistocene glacial cycles influence diversification of a group of them in North America, and what factors led to speciation in the group. And I'll hopefully be continuing a little bit of that work while at the Natural History Museum, and all the specimens will be going into the museum.